Hey, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to learn about component and events in Alpine.js. So I'm not going to focus too much on the basic. Instead, we will put more time on practical examples. So now it is time to learn the basic, but we will have more speed on learning. So if I come to the documentation, they say it is simple, lightweight, and powerful. Very true, very useful. Think of it as a jQuery of the modern of the web. And it is not like jQuery, of course, but here is the thing. The homepage of the Alpine.js explains everything, and you can learn it by your own also, but I'll put more on practical example because I have used this on production applications. One of the things you should know about Alpine.js is the resources for Alpine is very limited at the time of this recording because it is new. And also the error handling is not really good. The errors appear, but it is hard to find them. I have used them a lot in a few production applications, and I can give you some advice on how you can debug it. For now, let's learn the basic and see how it is going to work. And as they say, all you have to do is learn 15 attributes, 6 properties, and 2 methods. And these are all listed in here. We will dive deep on each of them and the practical example, but for now let's click and dive in and see where are the components and what are the events. So this is where you are going to start. First of all, you include it, which we did in the first video of this series, and you are start using it. So if I come to my editor, you can check out the file that we have created in the previous video. What I will do is I will save us the same file and I will give it a name of components and events.html, and I'm not going to change anything. I will just remove everything. Out of the box, we have included Alpine.js using the AND package, and Alpine.js should work just fine. But it is not recommended to do this because when you are not specifying the Alpine version in here, it is going to use the latest version. I recommend you to use the version which is stable. So if you come to the installation, in here they will specify which version is at the time of this recording. 3.2.2 is the best version you can use. I can copy this one and replace it because if it has a new feature or a bug that I don't know, at least that will not be included in this project. So it is going to include only the features I know about. That's great. Now this is where it starts. Imagine you have a div class in here with let's say a paragraph. Alpine.js is not going to automatically apply anything in this one because Alpine does not understand what is this. So if you want to apply anything to this one, you have to create Alpine component, and this is how you can create this one. You can just add an attribute of X data. That's it. Now inside this one, you will write inside this wrapper, which is the div, you can write all your Alpine.js code. If you do not have this X data, Alpine will never touch that, and it is not going to go inside this document, and you cannot do anything. So X data is the must thing, the must attribute you must have. So it is not always empty, but it just specifies that Alpine inside this one is going to work. You can always assign object in this one. So for example, it can be an empty object, but in this example I'm going to create a variable called counter, and I'll give it value. So this is an object, right? So the value of the object is 1, and now I can use the value of this one inside this one. So I am going to say show counter in here. If I want to display it, let's put it in an I tag, right? So this is how you can put it. You can use the another Alpine attribute in here. You can use it as a X text, which you can have a list of all of them in here. X text, X HTML, X model. We will focus more in the next video, but for this one, the X text is going to change the text of this element. So you can say X text is equal to counter. Now if I save it, let's open this in the browser, and here you go, 1 is in here. So if the counter is equal to 2, if I come to my browser and refresh it again, it is going to display 2. It is that basic. Now I said component. This is one Alpine component. You can have multiple one of this. Now you have 4 Alpine component in here, which I duplicated. Now what are the events? So now you understand, you can specify component in here. What is an event? Event is basically when you respond to a behavior of a user. Now in here, let's have a button to change the counter. And how would you do this one? You can create a button in here. Let's say like put it as a plus, right? The text of this is plus. Now you can in like normal JavaScript, you would put like on click or on play or on any other events like this. But in Alpine.js, you are going to use X on, and then you will put dots here. This is how you are going to respond to an event. The next, after this like columns, you are going to put your event name. Either it is click, mouse hover, like mouse enter, like key up, key down. All of this will be done here. For us, it is click. When someone click on this one, it is like on click. What you are going to do? You are going to write your function, or you are going to write the logic that you want to do. So since it is plus, I can say counter plus plus, right? This is the basic example of count, like adding value to the counter. Now if I come here, refresh it, this is the button, click on the plus, you see the counter is plusing, and you can have the same thing at the end of this. For example, it is just a basic example. So I'm going to put this inside a paragraph. So it will display each of them in one line, and this one is minus, this is going to minus it. How easy it is to write JavaScript directly in here. Now I will refresh it, this is going to plus it, this is going to minus it, and it is going to go to 0 and minus also. This is the basic example of how you are going to define your component and how you are going to respond to that data. Now counter is accessible only inside this component. You cannot access counter outside of this component because it is not global. That is called a scope, and that is what we will learn in the next video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.